The classic Stephen King horror film The Shining gets a sequel nearly 40 years later and shows us what came next for Danny Torrance after that devastating stay at the Overlook Hotel. How does this film look on 4K? We'll be going over the video and audio quality, cover options, and if it's worth the pickup. In for review today is Dr. Sleep on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. What's up guys, welcome back to the channel and thanks for tuning in. Today we'll be taking a look at the sequel to Stanley Kubrick's horror classic The Shining, which was based on the Stephen King novel. Dr. Sleep brings us the story of Danny Torrance, now all grown up and played by Ewan McGregor. The Shining is one of my all-time favorite movies, and it's probably the reason that Jack Nicholson still scares the crap out of me to this day. If you've never seen this film, stop what you're doing right now and go check it out. I'll wait. I would highly recommend the recent 4K release of the film as well because it looks absolutely gorgeous. Now, I've never read the follow-up novel Dr. Sleep, but I have heard good things, and just watching the trailer alone gave me goosebumps in just the best way. I love the callbacks to the original movie and how we're going to be going back to the infamous Overlook Hotel all these years later. I absolutely loved this movie and I thought it was so well done and just a great sequel. I'm also a big fan of Mike Flanagan from his work on The Haunting of Hill House and thought so much of this film had that creepy quality that made Hill House so good. There's even a few cameos from Hill House actors that I found really fun. As a bonus on this release, you get the director's cut, which I actually found to be a stronger version and I preferred it to the theatrical cut for certain. The only downside to this is that the director's cut is only available as a Blu-ray extra and not on a 4K format disc. I noticed that even on the digital stream of this cut, it was only in HD, not Ultra HD. I thought this disc looked pretty good. It's very detailed and sharp, and for the most part it looks excellent. There were some CGI shots that I thought were not as impressive. The flight over the cities that was mostly a dreamscape, for instance, looked a little strange to me. Now, this movie is meant to look very natural, so you're not going to see a huge burst of color. It's all pretty neutral, which I think kind of adds to the overall creepy tone. The HDR doesn't really get blown out or anything, but it does help intensify those black levels. For video quality, I'll give this one a 9. I really thought it looked good and just made the film that much better. Now, as for audio, I thought it was just about average. It was really nothing overly impressive, but at the same time, it wasn't bad. I thought it could have used some more intense surrounds during the return to the Overlook and the whole climax to the film. For audio quality, I'll give it a 7. Again, it's not horrible, but it's nothing special either, and I found it just average. I really think for cover options they dropped the ball on this release. I'm just not impressed with any of the US versions. The standard is such a weird mashup of film stills and promo images on a red background that I just don't find that visually pleasing. The digital version uses this same image but with a greenish color, and I thought overall it was kind of easier on the eyes. Best Buy usually comes through for me, but I'm just not feeling this one. It's a bit washed out for me, and while I like the overall concept art of it, it doesn't grab me like I think it should. Just check out these overseas options, for instance, that they're releasing. It's a fairly simple concept, but it looks so much better, especially the red one. I'd much prefer we got this cover. My overall thoughts on this release is that it's just such a good movie, and that may just be my own opinion, but I've seen it twice now and also the director's cut, and I just really liked it. I think the casting was spot on. Rebecca Ferguson plays Crazy just so well, and I thought Rose the Hat was such an intriguing character. I love seeing Ewan McGregor's adult version of Danny Torrance and was really interested in what all this character had been through after the trauma of his youth. I absolutely loved all the scenes that returned us to the Overlook, and Dan walking around the ruins of the apartment was just such a good sequence. There was so many callbacks to the original Shining, and I really enjoyed those. For me, it's definitely a day one pickup, and I think if you enjoyed The Shining, you'll like this a lot, and as far as quality goes for a 4K disc, it's pretty good. Thus far, 2020 has been off to a really strong start with its 4K releases, which is pretty nice. So anyways guys, I'm going to leave this one here. Hopefully this has helped your decision out a little bit. If you enjoyed the video, please smash that like button, and if you're not already a subscriber, consider doing so, as we do these kind of reviews each and every single week here on the channel. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye guys.